Hey guys! So today's video is going to be the 90s Kids Survey, or the 90s Survey, and this was created by Joey Graceffa and Miss Glamorazzi, I want to say for sure. But I just recently saw Kelly Marie, or Miss Kelly Marie, or Miss K Marie XO, I think it is here on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. I found her a while ago, so I saw her do it, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Without further ado, I'm going to do the 90s Kids Survey. So the first question is favorite Disney Channel original movie, and oh boy, I have so many because I am obsessed. I was obsessed with Disney Channel. I still am kind of obsessed with Disney Channel. Like, I'm not even gonna try to lie. Like, I, Alyssa, watched the Disney Channel at the age of 22. Okay? Just saying. But my favorite Disney Channel original movie was probably Life Size with Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks, and it was the one where the Barbie doll comes to life. That one, I really liked Cadet Kelly with Hilary Duff in it. I liked, oh my goodness, I liked so many. Like, I literally was obsessed. Oh god, that's just like, just to name a few. I really like the girly movies, like Model Behavior, which Kelly, I think, said in hers. It was the one where they, like, the two twins switch places, and one's like a model and one's like a real, like, just a girl. Oh, I like Double Team, which is the basketball twins. But movie and twins, man. But I really like that movie. So yeah, that's just like a few. I really like the girly movies. Question number 2 is favorite music artist, and can we just say, okay, in the early 90s, I really liked Bewitched, and they sang C'est La Vie, and if I sing it right now, I'll probably break your eardrums, so I'm not going to sing it, but if I find it on YouTube, which I'm sure it's on YouTube, I will link it down below so you guys can remember that. They had other hits too, like Blame It on the Weatherman and, Blame It on the Weatherman and, like Roller Coaster. Oh my god, I was obsessed with them, like obsessed. Of course, like the Backstreet Boys, Nsync, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. The third question is favorite Nick Jr. show, and this was totally, hands down, Roly Poly Oly. And the fourth question is favorite candy, and this was totally, like, Ring Pops, Wonder Balls, pff, yeah, those, Wonder Balls, what else was like, Warheads were so good, Lemon Drops, which they still make today, Runts were a huge thing for me in the 90s, and Nerds, like all the fruity, like, candy, and of course, like, you had, like, chocolate, like, Hershey's bars, and the cookies and cream Hershey's bars, like, those were so popular when I was, like, growing up. Like, those were, like, the hot commodity of, like, the Halloween bag. Like, you had to have the cookies and cream Hershey's. Like, they were so good. Question is favorite game, like, board game or school game. Board game was definitely Trouble, Kerplunk, and Don't Break the Ice. Oh my god, and Guess Who. Oh my god, I bought Guess Who. Like, I never had that game growing up. Like, I had to go to a friend's house to play it. So when I was 13 and I got my first, like, I think it was, like, birthday check that my mom, like, actually let me go spend, it was, I bought Guess Who, and I played that game until the things, like, fell off. Like, it was such a fun game. You can make up so many different, like, Guess Who's about it, so my friends and I had so much fun with that game. And then Kerplunk was, like, the one with, like, you had to pull the sticks out, and, like, if you marbles fell, like, it was so much fun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll try to link pictures down below. If you can still buy the game, I'll link, like, a website where you can buy them. But they were so much fun. Definitely my favorite. And the second part of that question was, like, favorite school game, and that was definitely jump rope. Don't touch on the playground, it was, like, don't touch the lava. Like, the whole ground was, like, lava, and you only had to, like, they would change it, like, you could only touch the green things on the playground, or you would only touch the black, or you could only touch the red, or something like that. So that was my favorite. No, not dodgeball. It was tetherball and the Foursquare. Oh my god, Foursquare. Loved it. Next question is favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toy, and I don't have them because I'm at college, like, I'm in college, and I don't have my treasure chest with me, but I have this huge chest back at home, and it's got all my Beanie Babies in it. I was obsessed with Beanie Babies, like the mini Beanie Babies. You got the mini ones at McDonald's, and Kelly, you actually use the same example, like, in her YouTube thing, and not copying off her, I promise, but they were, like, legit my favorite. Like, I have all of them. Like, I have a younger brother, so whenever we went to McDonald's, he would get one, and if he got a different toy than me, like, I would randomly, like, it would end up being mine by the end of the day. Like, somehow I would sneak it and it would be mine. I have them all in my treasure chest. I have all the Beanie Babies, like, pretty much ever made. Like, I don't have like all the newer ones, but all the older ones I have. The second question is favorite book, and this was definitely, like, when I was younger, it was Junie B. Jones. Junie B. Jones, can I just say, like, kicked off my reading. Like, I was not so much, like, a reader, like, as I was, like, a kid. Like, I hated reading, and I only did it because I had to. But Junie B. Jones, like, kicked off the reading for me. Like, I now love to read because of Junie B. Jones books. Like, they were, I was obsessed. Amelia Bedelia, when I was, like, really young. And I loved Magic Treehouse, Babysitter's Club, had to read those. Yeah, those were, like, probably, like, my favorite. But Junie B. Jones, hands down, trumps all of them. If you've never read a Junie B. Jones book, just go sit in the, like, take a book from the kids section of the library and go read it, because I could probably read them in like 15 minutes now. Like, they're like super short chapters, but when I was like growing up, they were like, oh my god, it's a chapter book, what? But yeah, like, go sit in like the corner of a library and just read a Junie B. Jones book, because you will laugh. They're freaking fabulous. I love them. Oh my god, I just want to read one as I like sit. And the 8th question is favorite clothing store, and that would definitely have to be the Limited 2. The Limited 2 when I was growing up was everything sparkly, fun, bright colors. Like, I owned the Limited 2. Like, everything was sparkly, everything was pink, everything had some sort of glitter or like neon colors on it, and it had fun pictures, and whew, Limited 2 is definitely my thing. Question number 9 is, what did you watch when you get home from school? And when I was younger, it was PB&J Otter, because that was always either rerun or it happened, I don't remember. But when I was like a little older, it was totally Are You Afraid of the Dark? Hands down, Are You Afraid of the Dark? It was like my all-time favorite show to watch when I came home from school. I knew at like 4 o'clock that Are You Afraid of the Dark is coming on, and I like had to be there. And I was like scared. Yeah, I was scared, but it wasn't like too bad. But that's like kicked off my, like, that show kicked off my love for scary things. Like, I love scary, like, movies. And then another one, I don't know if you'll remember it, but Legends of the Hidden Temple. Totally love that show. Like, there used to be a channel. Like, we used to have a channel. I recently, like, almost 3 years ago, like, found it. And they played, like, Legend of the Hidden Temple. The one where you had to, like, guess the brain. Like, there was a, like, oh, man. It was, like, the brain. I don't want to say noggin. No, that's not it. It was, like, the brain and, like, I think Summer Sanders was the host of that show, and like they got slimed, and like it was some, oh man, if I can find it, I'm gonna link it down below. If I can find an episode, I'm sure I can find an episode on YouTube. I'm gonna link all this stuff down below, because if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you can go back and laugh at the stuff that we watched, but it was totally popular when we were growing up. But I will link all that stuff down below. Question number 10 is favorite TV show, and it was probably Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, I love that show over, like, all of them. Question 11 is favorite toys, and definitely it was Beanie Babies, Polly Pockets, had all of those, Bratz dolls, like when they first came out, Bratz dolls. Barbies, man, I had so many Barbies, like Barbies and Barbies on top of Barbies with, like, I had every clothing item for a freaking Barbie doll that you could ever imagine. Like, I had tubs and tubs and tubs of, like, Barbie stuff all in my closet underneath my bed. Like, I took up everything. I was a Barbie fanatic. I still am. Like, I love Barbie dolls. Question number 12 is favorite commercials, and it was definitely the Nickelodeon magazine commercials. I know they're on YouTube. I will link a commercial down below, but it was like Nickelodeon magazine. Tell you right now, never got a Nickelodeon magazine. I just like the commercials. They were all really creative, and they were used with like the people who were on that, like All That. Oh, All That. How can I forget All That? That show. Oh my god, and the Amanda Show. What? Okay, go back, rewind. Add those to my favorite show, because those were like 2 of my other favorite shows. Oh my god, how do you forget those? But they were with the characters from All That, the Nickelodeon magazine commercials. They were totally my favorite. Question number 13 is Nsync or Backstreet Boys. And I know I'm gonna be that one person, but everybody had a choice, and it was Nsync or Backstreet Boys. And like, you were not cool if you liked Nsync, and like the Backstreet Boys were like totally badass, and like you couldn't, like if you liked Backstreet Boys, couldn't like Nsync, like the whole thing. I really liked them both. Like, I couldn't choose. I was that girl that couldn't choose. So in school, I think I was more of like a Backstreet Boys person, but like secretly, like I would never tell my friends that I listened to Nsync, and I had to hide my Nsync CDs. I didn't have any Nsync posters because if my friends came over, I couldn't like hide them. My mom bought me my first Nsync CD, and I was like, oh my god, I loved it, blared it, had to hide it, like I hid it under my bed. Yeah, I would definitely say I was more of a Backstreet Boys person, but I really liked them both. I was like I was a double-sided, like two-sided team like thing, like I don't know, I wasn't whole into the conflict thing. I liked their music, so I listened to them both. 14 is weirdest fashion trend. Ellie said overalls in hers, I think, and I would definitely probably have to agree overalls were like a huge thing. Like I thought I rocked overalls. Oh, no, yes, overalls, and in the late 90s, it was gaucho pants, like, that's what they called them, like, they were the flowy pants, like, they were capris, but, like, they weren't capris, but they were capris, but they were flowy, and, like, it's almost like a beginning take on, like, yoga pants, kind of, like, they were, like, that spandexy material. Oh my god, those were, like, all the rage in, like, my middle school. And question number 15 is favorite collectible. And that would definitely probably be Barbies. I had the Barbies that like I couldn't open, like my mom would not let me open. I had so many of them. I had all the Christmas Barbies, and we still have them in storage or we sold them. I cannot remember. My favorite personally, since I couldn't play with the Barbies, was Beanie Babies. Like I said, I pretty much had all of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The 16th question is favorite Beanie Baby, and oh my goodness, I don't think I could pick. I really liked the dogs, the cats, and the monkeys. I have like both of the monkeys, and if you are like following like Beanie Babies, like they're still like super rare. Like you can sell them for a good amount of money, and I think like the monkey is like worth $4,000 or something like that. I don't know. I have both of the monkeys though. There was like a girl monkey and a boy monkey, I think. There's two different types of monkeys. I don't remember. I played the monkeys, elephants, oh my god, I played with them all, like all of them. Question number 17 is how many Tamagotchis did you have? And was not obsessed with these in the beginning of the 90s, like when they first came out. I kind of got obsessed with them later on, but I had 3, and that was the most that I could keep up with, like my brain could keep up with. Like my brother wasn't old enough at the time to kind of help me play with them, but if they died, like you couldn't like reset like the little egg thing, like you had to go buy a new one, and they were like $10, like yeah. So I only had 3 of them, and I killed all 3. One of them lasted a full year. The other ones lasted like 4 or 5 months or something like that. Something retarded. But after that I was like, my mom was like, I'm not buying you any more of these. Like these are ridiculous. I'd rather buy you like Beanie Babies or Barbies. So love for Tamagotchis kind of ended like after a year. And question number 18 was what was your favorite game system and game? And this is actually funny because I had no game systems growing up. My mom and dad were, like, hated gaming systems. My parents didn't like video games, so I didn't have any of them. If I played a video game, it was a Game Boy, like the original Game Boy, and I played the original Mario game for that. And then I played, like, the duck shooting game for Nintendo 64, like the original, or, no wait, the Nintendo, like, the gray remote with the black and red keys, when it was simple and I knew how to work it. That is the game that I played. I played like the duck shooting game or whatever. That was it. That was my extent of my video game. So that is the 90s kids survey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was super fun for me to reminisce about my past, about Beanie Babies and toys and shows and all that fun stuff. I actually really liked this quiz when it came out, when Ingrid and Joey did it. And then I loved it when Kelly did it because I was like, we were totally on the same page with everything and I loved it. So again, I will have her linked right here or down below. Go check out her channel and tell her I sent you because she is freaking amazing. So if you guys like this video, then go ahead and give a thumbs up and subscribe. The button is down there. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!